And so there it is. The story of Horston. Grey Warden started off his life as a castless dwarf in Dust Town. Rose up past his joining, recruited a band of followers and slayed the Darkspawn and the Archdemon. And then one particular lady, an enigma by the name of Morrigan,
the crowds outside are getting restless,
played on his mind. Saved his life, she did. The life of the Grey Wardens at the final battle by bearing a child. Swanned off into the night. But Horston can't get her out of his mind, and thus he's going forth into the big wide world to find her. Will he be successful? Who knows? I'm ready. My quest awaits. Castus Morrigan.
Right. I'll take you there now. Follow me.
In the months that followed his coronation, Alistair proved to be a popular king, if largely unwilling to involve himself in matters of governing. He travelled often, making appearances in towns throughout Ferelden to the great delight of the commoners. They referred to him as a king with the common touch, even if a few knew it was a simple aversion to life at court. News that the urn of sacred ashes had been found in Ferelden did not spread outside the Chantry until Brother Genetivi made an announcement several months after the defeat of the Darkspawn. The manuscript detailing his research and his experience with Andraste's cult drew huge interest among scholars throughout Thedas. Some years later, the Chantry announced that the resting place of Andraste's ashes had indeed been found. A ripple of excitement spread among the pious people of Thedas, with many undertaking pilgrimages to see the ashes or partake of their healing powers. Following months of effort, the Tower of the Circle of Magi was finally cleansed of the last spirits to slip through the veil. No further abominations were created, and First Enchanter Irving was pleased to declare the circle safe. All that could be saved had been. With the slavers shut down in the alienage, the lot of the city-born elves improved for a time. The new king even named the local elder to his personal court. A scandal amongst the humans, but a sign of new hope to the elves. Shiani continued to be an outspoken member of the alienage community, and in time became the new elder. That outspokenness earned her frequent trouble, but served her people well. Arl Eamon remained in Denerim for some time, acting as the Chancellor and Chief Advisor to King Alistair. Tegan ruled over Redcliffe in his stead, and was surprised to find himself well loved by the villagers, who were still grateful for the nights he spent defending their lives. In time, Eamon abdicated in favour of his brother, an event the locals greeted with approval and enthusiasm. The Dalish elves prospered after the siege of Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in the battle. For once, human lands welcomed the wandering folk. In time, many of the Dalish clans moved to the new land provided for them in the south, near Ostagar. Wary of their human neighbours, however, tensions soon rose again, and only Keeper Lanaya's leadership kept peace alive. In Orzammar, King Balin quickly proved himself a reformer. Trade with the surface lands increased, and caste restrictions were loosened. The casteless were permitted to take arms against the Darkspawn in exchange for new freedoms. For the first time in generations, the line in the Deep Roads was pushed back, and a few tithes were reclaimed. Balin's reforms quickly found him enemies within the warrior and noble castes. However, and after several assassination attempts, the assembly was dissolved. The king then ruled alone, some said as a tyrant, others said as a visionary, determined to drag Orzammar into the modern world. The assembly unanimously declared Horston a living paragon, following months of deliberation. A new statue was erected in the Commons, and a new house founded in the paragon's name, quickly drawing a great number of followers from every caste. The dwarven mage Dagna ultimately completed her studies at the rebuilt circular tower on the surface, Eventually, she published a comprehensive theory of how lyrium vapours relate to the supply of magic. It gained a great deal of attention. This inspired mages from other parts of Thedas to establish a new circle of magi in Orzammar itself, one that had ready access to dwarven lyrium and lies outside the Chantry's power completely. The willingness of Orzammar to harbour apostates sparked outrage and began whispers that the Divine was contemplating a new exalted march. Although the Anvil of the Void was destroyed, rumours about its location crept into Orzammar. Years later, thanks to the defeat of the Darkspawn on the surface, a few determined smiths managed to locate the Anvil's remains. They examined the ruins of the Anvil, and upon returning to Orzammar with their findings, convinced the Shaper to attempt to recreate Karadin's research. A new golem was created, bound with a spirit taken from the Fade. The golem immediately went insane, killing several Shapers before it was destroyed. The research was branded excessively dangerous and sealed away. Whispers of its existence circulated throughout Orzammar, however, and demand among the smith caste to reopen Karadin's research refused to abate. As good as her word, Morrigan disappeared once the archdemon was slain. Someone of Morrigan's description was seen travelling alone months later, heading west through the Frostback Mountains, and she may even have had been with child. There was no word of her after that. With Flemeth dead, or at least gone, the chances of tracking her down were slim indeed. One cannot help but wonder, however, what became of the child? What were Morrigan's plans? These questions must remain a mystery, for now. Both Horston and the companions who helped defeat the Blight eventually scattered to the Four Winds, drawn either by personal duty or the call to further adventure. Circumstance dictated that they would not see each other again, at least for a time. As the blighted lands began to heal and the Grey Wardens slowly rebuilt the Order in Amaranthine, they discovered that the fight against the Darkspawn was not yet complete. Although the Horde was routed and had dissolved upon the Archdemon's death, many of the more powerful Darkspawn survived to organise roving warbands that preyed both upon the land and upon each other. These warbands spread havoc, and some even journeyed west into Orlais or crossed the shining sea by the deep roads. They proved incredibly difficult to wipe out. But these are tales yet to be told. This tale ended with Horston when he sank his blade into the Archdemon's head and destroyed it forever. It was not the last that Ferelden would hear of him, however. And there she blows. That concludes Let's Play Dragon Age Origins, and upon playing it for a second time, almost a year and a half after it was released, I think, it's just cemented in my mind that yes, this is definitely one of my top 5 games of all time. It's a slight shame I couldn't finish it before Dragon Age 2 came out, but hey, a day late, I'm sure you can forgive me for that. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed playing it, and I'm going to enjoy playing Dragon Age 2 just as much, I feel. So from me, it's been fun, and as usual, I'll see you soon.